Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. All probably like four of you. Now, I rank every NFL team on a tier list. Okay, but yeah, no. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm ranking after after I. Ooh, I pulled up myself. Hold on. Okay, we're good. Oh, I'm still loud. All right. So I'm ranking every NFL team on a tier list. Of course, I did this. We share. Boom. There is the tier list. The tier list is great. Now, ignore what is behind me, my friend. There is no Chicago Bear stuff. None at all. All right. Serious time. It's actually organized by division, which is kind of helpful. Um, and that obviously makes it organized kind of by conference. It's pretty nice. But as you can see here, we have tier list 0-16, last in division, miss the playoff, wild card, win division, 1 seed, Super Bowl champs, Super Bowl champs, Super Bowl champs. Now, obviously, the Super Bowl champs can only go to one team. One team. One. Oh, I moved stuff around by accident. There we go. All right. But we're going to start with one who is not. Because if it wasn't for another team, by the way, there's not going to be two teams going 16-0. I mean 0-16, but there will be one, and they start with a C. And they just drafted a guy named Jeremiah Love. Anyhow, last in the division, Dolphins got nothing going for them, literally at all. They traded all their players. They have nothing. They're in probably third hardest division in the NFL. Yeah, third hardest division in the NFL. They are not going to win anything, especially with their competition. However, one of their competition will probably do worse than them. The Jets, because it's the Jets, because it's the Jets. It's the Jets. And also last in the division, once again, will be the Browns. But the Browns will be better than the Jets and the Dolphins. The Browns, at least, they have Predator at quarterback. I hate them because they traded Myles Garrett. Now, we move on. I'm just going to rank the last in the division for every division, and then we'll move up from there. Now, who finishes last? Tennessee. However, I do not. They're last in the division, but they will be the best worst team. Actually, yeah, they'll be the best worst team because I'll put the Raiders just below them. They're kind of in the same boat here. They are actually basically in the same boat, except the Raiders are starting Kirk Cousins, and the Titans are starting Cam Ward. Other than that, same team. Moving on from that, we have now reached NFC. And who's going to finish last in the NFC? None other than the Commanders, but they will be the best. They won't be the best, but they'll be. Let me move him. All right, they'll be up there, but they're last. Look at their division. They have probably second best offense in the league. A young team who I'm liking more and more just because of some recent free agent signings, trades, and stuff they made. And then there's Philadelphia, who probably won't do much this year, if I'm being honest, but they always have good players, so you can't really hate them for that. My division, who am I thinking is going to finish last? Lions, great players, not great coaching. Packers, hate them, but they are not going to be last. Vikings, Kyler Murray's actually good, and I believe in him. And the Bears are sure as heck not going to be last. So, here's what we're going to do here. We're going to come back to that. Now, who's going to be last in this division? Right here. Carolina's division. That they're probably going to win again, to be honest. Who's going to be last, though? I do believe it will be the Falcons. They will actually, they'll be worse than the Commanders. The Commanders have a quarterback. I don't know what Tua is. Actually, you know what? You know what? I think the Tua hate's a little unwarranted. It's not like he had the best. His number one wide receiver for most of his career was quite possibly one of the not worse than play style, but actions committed on and off the field. I do think they finished last, but it won't be because of Tua. I'll say that. It won't be. Mark my words. And you know what? I think it's actually fair to say, this division, the Bears division, could all finish with the same record, and I wouldn't even be surprised. But I'm going to say Detroit finishes last, but they will by far be the best team. And if it wasn't for this literally being reserved for last place in the division, except for one team, they would actually probably be in wild card or miss playoffs. But I can't move them up because that's what this tier is for. Now, with that being said, what are they doing? This is the hardest tank I've quite possibly ever seen an NFL team do. They suck. They're horrible. They're going to go 0-16. Now, go into the next level. Who I think is going to miss the playoffs? This could be multiple teams from a division. It could be none of the teams from a division. However, I do believe that the Steelers will actually miss the playoffs this year. I know. I think their record's just going to be one game too low, and they're going to miss the playoffs. Why? Because they have a 95-year-old playing quarterback. I'm not biased because I hate Aaron Rodgers. Sometimes I think he's funny. Most of the time, I don't like him very much, but he brings the Steelers down. Now, I do believe indubitably that the Colts do miss playoffs. No, I don't. They don't miss playoffs. They stay there. Well, my math will have to math later on. I hope we all understand this. So let's just hope my maths. I'll go back and fix anything that doesn't. Chiefs are missing the playoffs, but they'll be better than the Steelers. Patrick Mahomes' era is done. Travis Kelce's like 95 and washed. And their number one wide receiver will probably be in prison. So they missed the playoffs. Now, do I believe any of these teams missed the playoffs? I do. I do believe the Eagles missed the playoffs purely based off of other teams making the playoffs. They're just that much better than them. They have the players. They just never seem to have the coaching, which is a big part of the reason why the Lions are down here. All these could be proven wrong. This is a way too early prediction, just to be clear. Wouldn't be surprised if many of these moved. Well, not many of these, but like if some of you moved, like you, or you. All right. Now, will anybody in this division miss the playoffs? I honestly, Detroit would be the closest one that I can see, unless Kyler Murray does actually suck and I'm just a fan. Who misses the playoffs? I do believe the Saints missed the playoffs, but they'll have one of the better records, surprisingly. It's just, they always suck, except for when Drew Brees was there. And does anybody miss the playoffs here? No, but now I have to make my math. Now, going back here, who will be a wild card? I think the Patriots will be a wild card. They won't beat the Bills this year. The Bills have a number one wide receiver in DJ Moore, and Josh Allen will have somebody to throw to. In case you couldn't tell, Bills are my second favorite team. Now, Baltimore, they are going to win. They're going to be a wild card, but they're going to be better than the Patriots. They have everything. It's just, it doesn't matter where you put them. They're going to choke in the playoffs. At least Josh Allen makes an attempt. Lamar Jackson, he might as well not play. They should try Diego Pavia. Now, Bengals, can't put them yet. I think the Colts can be the wild card, but they'll be like the 7th seed. They have a good record, some good stats, some good games. I don't expect way too much from them, though. I can be proven wrong, though, Daniel Jones. Anyhow, I had to watch that. That was so stupid. All right. I like Daniel Jones as a player. I don't know if the team around him is good enough. Great running back, but other than that, Chargers are probably going to be a wild card. That's all the wild cards. And the math still doesn't math. Somebody has to miss the playoffs here. And honestly, math still doesn't math. Hold on. That doesn't math. Somebody here is missing the playoffs. And to be honest, it's the Colts. Although they will have the best record. Texans also missed the playoffs. Do I believe that? Yes, I do. They missed the playoffs. Defense is so good, but CJ Stroud's just not anymore. He's not him. Such a tough division, actually. Sorry to Colts, though. I don't have too many problems with y'all. And I like Daniel Jones. I think he's a good quarterback. I hope for their sake. But New York is gonna be a wild card. Gonna be a wild card. They're gonna be like number 4. No, that's not how wild cards work. I'm stupid. They're gonna be number 5. I had to think about that. I don't really pay attention to the playoffs. New concept as a Bears fan. They're gonna be a wild card though. And on top of that, Minnesota and Green Bay are gonna be the other 2 wild cards. Which means I had no, they're not. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. I feel like my math can't be mathing. It is though. 7 teams. There can only be 3 wild cards, 4 division winners. Which makes this actually tough. Who's going to be good enough? I have to say the Bucks missed the playoffs. And somebody here also misses the playoffs. Bucks are going to be really good. Your time has come. Or wait a minute. I'm stupid. They're all going to be in the hospital. Go right there. We haven't even got to win the Division 1 seed or Super Bowl champs yet. So who's going to win the division? Obviously, there's 2 1 seeds, but there's only 1 Super Bowl champ. So there will only be 1 seed here. Now, who will win their division? I do believe the Bengals win their division. Jacksonville wins their division. Broncos win their division. I do believe Dallas wins theirs. The Bears win theirs. Hold on, I gotta put the teams in. Bears win theirs. And Carolina wins theirs. Now let me organize this in the order I do believe the record would be in. There we go. They 3 be tied. They be 1 behind. Now, why are you still here, Minnesota? Minnesota misses the playoffs? Anyhow, so obviously we're all thinking it. We're all thinking it. We, except for me. I don't care who they get. This is Josh Allen's year or it's Caleb's year. And we don't have an edge rusher. So it's Allen's year. This is the only correct ranking that exists. And if you disagree, you are wrong. You understand? You better understand. Mm, mm. Now, here's the thing. This is very cool. Where'd it go? Ooh, where'd it go? Ooh. So I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. So let me do this real quick. I shall reset and do one thing. This was fun. Reset. Right. And we're back. I wanna do it again except with starting quarterbacks. So I just took the teams. I'm not taking the players. I'm lazy. And my tiers reset. We're living with the S to F. Lame. So, S tier, Josh Allen. C tier, Malik Willis. That's his name, right? Yeah. Um, A tier. I don't even Geno Smith, F tier. Um, S tier, S tier, Predator, Deshaun, E tier. Steelers, D tier. Texans, E tier. Colts, B tier. Jacksonville, A tier. T- Titans, holy stutter, C tier. Broncos, B tier. Chiefs, D tier. If it's Justin Fields or Patrick Mahomes, okay, C tier. Chargers, let it work. S tier. Highest A tier. Second highest B tier. I'm putting some respect on Bo Nix's name. Actually, what am I talking about? Jen Daniels. He seems too injury prone already. Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, Jordan Love. I'm kidding. Where am I? Kyler Murray. Tua, I actually think Tua will do quite well. He will be middle. Why am I brain blanking? Bryce Young. Yeah, he's B tier. Tyler Shaw. High C tier, but not higher than him. Baker Mayfield's a dog. You are nothing. And Brock Purdy, he's pretty good, but he's not that good. Change my mind. You can't. So the only accurate list: Jets, F tier, Browns, Texans, E tier, Steelers, Chiefs, Cardinals, D tier, Washington, out, Saints, Dolphins, Falcons, Titans, Raiders, C tier, Colts, Broncos, 49ers, Giants, Vikings, Eagles, Panthers, B tier, Lions, Cowboys, Patriots, Green Bay, and Jacksonville, A tier. And then, how many I put up here? 4. Put 8. Might as well make it 10. Allen, Burrow, Lamar, Stafford, Herbert, Caleb, Baker Mayfield. I like that guy. Sam Darnold. Jared Goff. And Dak Prescott. That's the list. If you think it's wrong, you're wrong. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another video. Until my name is Gabriel. Make sure to stay gaming.